Greetings. Welcome back to Ministry Monday. I'm Carlton Coon. Let me just quickly mention my book, Light in a Dark Place. It deals with encountering depression. Many people, as we come through this coronavirus, are struggling with this. It may be that you, as a pastor, and we tend to not be willing to admit this, but I am very open that I've dealt with major depressive disorder. I do not write the book from a research position. I write it from a place of experience. Unfortunately, a place of experience. I would not wish that on anybody. It's available on Kindle for $1.99. It's usually $9.99 there. And I feel like we need to be really involved in ministry just now. So it's also on my website, carltoncoonsenior.com for $10.99. If you don't have any resources, if you'll email me or send me a message below this post on YouTube or Facebook, I'll send you a free PDF of Light in a Dark Place. Ministry right now is more important to me than money. I want to talk with you about being a healing church, and we'll talk about this for a couple of weeks at least. People were drawn to Jesus. Now, they listened to him, and he spoke as one having authority. It was not like the scribes. Instead, he spoke with insight about the realities of life. He spoke as one having authority. But he also drew people by the fact of the ministry of his healing. His message drew people, but Jesus ministered to people's needs. There was more to Jesus than a sermon and a song. The needs that the people had were often physical. But if you track those physical needs, they often included spiritual and emotional and mental issues as well. Think about the woman healed of her issue of blood. 12 years, she had not got any better. She had struggled with this issue of her life on an ongoing basis. She had been physically healed, but Jesus wanted to heal her within as well. And so he spoke to her saying, "Go in peace." She had probably not known much peace. Perhaps she didn't know how to live in peace. But Jesus advises her, go in peace. He speaks to her emotional condition as well as to her physical condition. The man who sat by the pool of Bethesda, he had been there for 38 years. Jesus comes by, "Wilt thou be made whole?" Instead of answering the question, the fellow begins to tell Jesus about his quandary and how somebody else always beats him to the pool. You see, in his mind, he had lost the ability to imagine being well. Mental issue. The demoniac of Gadara, his neighbors and friends had attempted to chain him. They had tied him up, and he had broken their chains. And I don't know. I figure he was kind of the wild man of the Gadarenes. Nothing they did worked. Then Jesus comes along and he delivers him, expelling those unclean spirits. And yes, we're going to deal with the demonic in the next year or so. You mark it down. As a matter of fact, we are dealing with the demonic even now. When Jesus delivered that man from the demons, the fellow wanted to follow Jesus. He said, "Let me get in the boat with you." Jesus made him go back to the place he had come from to tell the others of Gadara what Jesus had done for him. Jesus had delivered him. He had set him free. But he went back to face his past. He went back to deal with the issues of yesterday. His mess became his message. Jesus empowered him, not simply delivering him, but equipping him to go back to the very people he had disappointed in the past. That's part of the healing ministry of the Lord Jesus Christ. Go tell people what's happened to you. So, healing. Am I part of a healing church? Healing drew people to Jesus. There's an observation I want to end with, and it's this. We'll build on this next Monday. The man who preaches to a hurting people, the man who preaches to hurting people will never lack for a congregation. Now, I know we want to preach wellness, and I know we want to preach victory and triumph, but our people are hurting. And not just our people, but the people who we're ministering to online. They're wounded. They're desperately in need. And if we will preach to hurting people, our congregations will grow as they have never grown before. Thank you for being part of Ministry Monday. Share it with someone else if it's been a benefit to you. Audience is growing. All of this is on YouTube. We have a channel there. We'd love to see you be part of that as well. God bless.